Good morning, Tibians. Welcome to a stream of Itexo. How are you doing? This is a short stream to talk about the rebalancing that's gonna happen in the March 6, 2020. The rebalancing changes that we have just seen a day before in Tibia.com. These are the changes that they announced. New balancing changes, you know, the big news here. Just to go to this side, and we will see here that it is absolutely buffs. There isn't any nerf, like they didn't reduce anything, because if we compare the drop chance compared to yesterday, which is like it's not yet implemented at the moment I'm making this video, but it's gonna be the before and the after with the current things here. Like we can see that the drop chance compared to this state is majorly increased. Like most of the things are increased. In fact, it's all of them that have an increase. You can compare this to pre-rebalancing, and you will see that there is some minus here. That's because there is like a nerf overall, considering like how it was before. But now we can see that previous to yesterday, it is an improvement, and this is the improvement. Plus 20-something% on the loot for most creatures. Only one of them is like a huge boost, but I don't see this as a huge boost because this creature doesn't drop much, and they multiply this by a lot, but it's just not much anyway, because it's a small chance of dropping good things, and you just put them a bit more and just that with that number. And besides, we also have changes in the XP. You see, they didn't change loot in these creatures, but they did increase the XP. Some of them, they have like a slight increase on the XP. Some others not so much, but we will discuss this one by one. For example, the health layer, we can see here it's plus 27% compared to yesterday, and compared to pre-rebalancing is still minus 30%, which can be seen as huge. But when you come here to how it was in the previous changes, like the 17, the 18 here, it was minus 45 and now it's minus 30. So it is an improvement of 15 points, which I see it's really good, because this will make people like at least try Ferumbras. I believe it will be in a decent state, maybe not so good, and I guess we will see more people hunting there, because this was plus 10%, as we can see here. Vex Glove minus 35 and Vex Glove here is minus 45, so it got increased by a 10%. Same as Juggernaut, we can confirm here. And this is mostly Ferumbras. This is the Ferumbras part. Like they just want to touch these creatures from Ferumbras Ascendant, and they believe this is enough. The XP hasn't been changed. So what I expect here is for people to try it out and see what happens. Maybe some of the players will actually find this is a decent spot now. We still have to see, but I believe it can be. Now, library was buffed in the loot in the ice section, as we can see here, with Warden, Ice Cold Book, and Animated Feather. They got a boost of 20% in the loot. Nothing in the XP has been changed. XP remains the same at how it was yesterday and the previous changes. Overall, it is a nerf in the XP, a slight nerf in the loot. This is comparing to how it was back then, like what we knew like 3 months ago. So maybe this is more profit oriented. We still have to see, to test how it is, but I believe it is a nice improvement. And on the other side, we have Energetic Book, Guardian of Tales, and Brains, and also Knowledge Elemental, without changes on the loot. but they do have a better XP. So what does this mean? That the XP might be similar to Fire, even better. I haven't really tested these changes to how it was with the post rebalancing. I never hunted these places like for a month or two, but this tells me that the XP can be competitive on Fire library. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it looks promising in that sense. No loot, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna waste too much, because the loot was improved overall in the past rebalancing. We can see here plus 46, plus 46, plus 46 on all these energy section, so it's not that bad. It is still a nerf overall on the compared to pre-rebalancing. Minus 24% still remains, but as you can see here, it's the same because it hasn't been changed. But the XP looks a bit better, so it's worth trying. Maybe it is an alternative, a solid alternative to Fire, which I welcome, because all these spawns should have like some sort of equality. You should not always prefer going to Fire, because this lives like a library should be like a place where everything should be balanced, but it actually isn't. But maybe with these changes it will be something that is actually balanced, and this is something I welcome. Let's move to the Falcons. Loot remains the same. They buffed the loot compared to pre-rebalancing. It is a boost on the loot. The XP, however, it's still worse than pre-rebalancing. We can see it here, but it's better than the previous state. This means that we will be able to get slightly less XP, but we'll keep up the profit with this 20% increase. Not that bad, it's worth trying. People were already hunting Falcons just for the loot. Maybe with this increase we will see more people hunting there actually for the XP and profit at the same time. You won't be getting as high XP as Goannas, that's for sure, but it is a viable option now. It wasn't too much back then. People still hunted because, you know, Falcons is easy. As soon as you are able to drop the Utamo as a mage, you can still profit there. You don't really care about the XP, you just want profit, and could always try going Falcons. Now it is more attractive in the XP. They noticed that they maybe went too far with touching the XP, and now they're coming back and putting in some serious numbers here. It's a relatively high increase, I'd say, so worth trying. Now carnivores drop chance hasn't been touched compared to yesterday, to like previous changes. Heal minus 35%. I kind of agree on this. The profit there is absurd. I believe it's nice, but the XP, however, doesn't look like a huge improvement. Maybe they decided like just a small buff on the XP can do the trick. I don't see these numbers as enough for someone who might try to hunt there, but it's still something. It's worth trying. It's really worth trying. It doesn't convince me though, but this is the change that they made to carnivores. It's pretty easy when it comes to XP to compare things, because it's just comparing to how it was pre-nerf, everything, and you compare it to the previous state and now with these new numbers, and all I am seeing here is that it is still a huge gap in the XP, as you can see here. Still like minus 30%, I think, kind of like that. It's noticeable in the XP, and profits of course were reduced, minus 35%. So those who were looking to profit like it was before, I have bad news for you. That won't change, at least it doesn't seem like it, so keep that in mind. Now these savvy creatures, Black Sphinx Acolyte, plus 31%, plus 30 for the Priestess of the Wild Sun, and plus 29 for the Burning Gladiator. They aim to improve the loot of this spawn. Personally, for me as a knight, I don't think this is enough. The XP has been reduced, the profit Now it's a bit better, but it still weighs for me as a knight, remember. But I believe duo hunt will appreciate this change, because maybe the profit, the margin was too tight, and now it can be boosted a bit more. Worth checking out for those knights of level 400, 500, 600 that wanna duo hunt. Take this place because it might be actually good. Don't stick to the same old spawns and try this one, because it looks promising. And lastly, the Creep Warden, plus 52. It is, like I said, previous to the detail analyze of everything, like plus 52 in the drop chance might seem a lot. It is actually the biggest number here. But when a creature drops as too little loot, like seriously, this guy doesn't drop even platinum coins sometimes, so you end up with nothing. If you multiply nothing with this number, you end up with nothing anyway. So maybe 52%, it is not enough. The XP hasn't been changed. It's not like really XP oriented. The Creep Warden, and I'm gonna take a look at the XP here if I can. But the XP of this guy is 8,400 XP right now. It is a decent XP with a decent XP ratio. I'm gonna just show it to you here. Like, it is a decent XP to HP ratio here for this guy. But the loot doesn't convince me at all, because it drops nothing. You can see it here. It rarely drops things, and this is nothing of value to me. So maybe they need a boost like the Cobras, like boost that I've seen here of 268% to make it a bit more relevant. We're gonna have to test anyway. This is also a decent place for duo hunting. Check it out, guys. And these are all the changes in the hunting grounds. It is a, I don't know the word. It's a coincidence that it just the same day as the double XP event. So we will see people trying new things with the double XP event, which will be a little bit of a mess. But maybe this is like an opportunity to motivate people to try these places, and maybe you can be happy with making experience in these places. So maybe check out Ferumbras if you are going profit oriented in this double XP. Maybe go to Library Energy. Like, that looks promising. Like, the numbers here, they do look a bit promising. So we're just gonna have to find it out by trying. But it does look promising. Check them out. I hope you like this analyzing. It's just a very brief, detailed analysis of each creature. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah.